I'd like to call to order the town board. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ferguson.
Here.
Trustee Holmes.
Here.
Trustee Fisher.
Here.
Trustee McDowell.
Here.
Chairman Neal.
Here. Mr. Brumner, would you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Are there any agenda changes this evening? I would like to add one after the summer work program recognition to do recognition of the Zinnias for Zion Festival team. If we could do that, and if we could have a motion?
So moved. Or second.
Motion to the second. Jackie and Mike. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ferguson.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Trustee Fisher.
Aye.
Trustee McDowell.
Aye.
Chairman Neal.
Aye. Are there any citizens' comments this evening? Yes, sir.
Supervisor Neal, General Manager, Honorable Sirs, I stand before you this evening to say first, I guess I'm about an hour late, hour short or something. But in the last couple of weeks in the Chicago Tribune, there have been two articles about monarch butterflies. One of them is planting milkweed, which the butterflies feed on, and the other one shows a regional drop in butterfly numbers. I call this to the Township Board's attention, and of course, permission to approach the supervisor.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Just further substantiates all of the hard work that everybody in the community is coming together to do, right? Thank you so much. Appreciate
Permission to
it.
stand up.
Permission granted. Okay. Are there any other citizens' comments? Hearing none, I would like to move into recognition of the Summer Work Program Employees of the Year. We have Mr. Banneker Brown and Mr. David Lopez in the room this evening. So our Summer Work Program, we work strategically with the county, with the Job Center Lake County, and we hire 35, it used to be 14 and 15-year-olds, now it's 14, 15, and 16-year-olds, and they do all kinds of projects around the community, from Adopt a Highway to cleaning lockers at the high school to setting up our community butterfly and cut garden down by the train station, not ours, Buzz's. The communities, and just a number of different projects. And as well, there's some students that are actually placed in other community spots. And so at the end of the year, which was at the end of July, we had a celebration, which was also the first day, or not the first day, it was also the day that we had, I'm looking for my notes here quick, the day that we had a whole other huge project in town, so I wasn't able to be there for a lot of it. But let me find all of the notes. They're here somewhere. I've got way too much stuff here tonight. Ha, no. That's not here. Let me see. That's not funny, because it's all of the notes about David and that's about senior. Did I give anybody by accident some notes? Oh. Okay, so needless to say, Banneker Brown was at the Zion Benton Public Library, and he was placed there. Thank you. And he was recognized by the staff at the Zion Benton Public Library to be the Employee of the Year. And I'm curious, Banneker, if you wouldn't mind coming to the podium and sharing with the group why you think you were chosen as the Employee of the Year. How's that for to switch it up, because I can't find my notes? You tell us why.
I think I was chosen because I was always showing up to work and putting my best foot forward, trying to help out the library
did you enjoy most about the program this summer?
I just liked everything good about it. I especially liked helping people like that came to the library to help them find like bookstore books, wherever they need.
Very cool. Well, thank you, because when you wear a Zion Township shirt and you represent the township, you, right, it either gives us a good impression or a bad impression, and you gave us an incredible impression. And I just want to thank you for that, and I want to recognize you with this. I'd like to get a picture with the two of them, actually, but we'll do one first, because his mom probably wants one. So you get the plaque, and you also get a certificate from Joyce Mason, our state representative, and Mary Ann Adams, our state senator. So I can stay here. And that's what I sure. Everybody could give them a round of applause. Congratulations. And then, yeah, because we'll just do this up in the paper. So here's all your stuff. And I also want to recognize, so of the students, we have a ton of kids that work in crews, right? And one young man I've known for a long time, and his sister, Jen, and you can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. I know he's really shy, he's really embarrassed right now, but I want to have you come up here, David, because even though I don't have the notes, I read what the notes said. And the thing that stood out to me the most was that the mentors learned from David. That the things that he did, he actually taught them some of the things, and that it was a joy for them to work with you. And not only were you a good employee, you were a really good leader, right? And I get that it's uncomfortable, right? But for you to own your leadership, right? Because we need really good leaders. And so I'm honored that you got to do the summer work program and that you get to get some of your foundation there. And I can't wait to see what you do, and then for you too. Can't wait to see what you guys do. Thank you. Oh, wait. Your mom wants one. You know that. Janessa, you gotta smile. Ready?
Oh.
You gotta smile. Thank you very much. At the celebration, we recognized all of the students that made it through the program, and I think we had, of the 35, I think we had 30, actually it's in my notes from my report. Thank you, 33, looking through. Students that were actually completed the program, and the amount of work that happens in the community. We partnered with the Zion Park District, and they paid for one of our mentors, so we clean the parks and do different projects for them, and it's just a really incredible win-win-win-win situation for everybody. So thank you to all the taxpayers that support the project, and to our mentors, Sharday Bone and Rod Henry, who do an incredible job. But then on top of that, we have Adriana Ortiz, who oversees the program, and Sandra Usher, who's her backbone, doing all of the technology. And we have a bi-weekly newsletter that Sandra started, and she moved all of their paperwork onto iPads, and just constantly tweaking what we're doing. And then on top of it, every person in our office is involved in that program. So really, really proud of it and really grateful. So thank you. So now all the other people are here because we had the most incredible festival this weekend, right? And there's just no words, you know. I mean, it started out the first year we did it. How many of you in the room were at the very first one 4 years ago when there were 50 of us there, maximum? Right, so we had about 50 people, including all of the volunteers. And at the festival, is Carlin here? She's not even here. Hang on a minute. Deanna texted. Just make sure she's on the way, because I really want to make sure she gets recognized. Carolyn Borland was the chair of the festival. So we do not have the official number yet of how many people were there. The Park District actually bought a program to be able to count the people that were in the park. And so I'm really looking forward to that information. But in the meantime, being able, oh good, she's walking in In the meantime, just being able to, we had on the Thursday night before the festival, Deanna had all the performers come, and we had all the volunteers. We had 41 people there just to prepare for this week. It was, and well, you'll find out. I'm just going to go through because I had to recognize some people, and now it truly takes a village. And everybody in this room was a part of it, and I'm going to recognize everybody with a little gift, but there's a few people that I really want to give a shout out to because everybody stepped out of their comfort zone in huge ways. And so starting out, did she just come in? Starting out, I want to recognize Carlin Borland. Carlin, you can stay seated until I talk. But at our very first festival, Carlin came with Iris Livingston. She worked at the Child Care Center with Iris, and she raised monarch butterflies, and so she brought a ton of monarch butterflies. And she made the unfortunate mistake of going for a walk with me. And before she knew it, she was the chair of the festival. And what she said was, Sherry, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I was like, me neither. So you be in charge of it, and I'll work for you, right? And for 3 years, she has stayed true to that commitment. And what has happened from that first festival to today is a miracle. It's so absolutely amazing. And so on behalf of the whole group and these guys and everybody else, I want to thank you for your dedication in helping launch and expand the Zinnian Monarch Festival 3 years running and being a champion for the monarch butterfly. So Carolyn has, we had a talk and she's ready to hand off the gavel because she really wants to focus. Mr. Brumner, you shared with us the whole monarch butterflies are in serious shape, right? And Carlin's entire heart is on helping the monarch butterfly. And so she's going to stay very involved with the festival and really expand that piece of it for us. And so I just want to thank you. So I'm going to stay up here and keep doing these, and then we'll do a whole group picture. So if you'll come up.
Okay, it's perfect.
And next to right. At the microphone? Yeah, we'll do a whole group picture with everybody. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got just at the microphone. Yes. Perfect. Yes. Talk to the people.
Hello everyone, my name is Carlin. I just want to thank everyone for being here. Without getting emotional, I just want to thank everyone who's here and everyone who was a part of our committee this year who could not, be physically here today. It was, like Ms. Sherry said, it truly was and still is a group effort. And the festival was a great success, 2 days running, this past Saturday, this past Sunday. It could not have been possible at all without every single one of you here today. I just want to personally thank you from my heart. It was a lot of fun. So without getting emotional, thank you so much once again. Thank you.
So the next person that I want to bring up and thank, so I had coffee with a gal named Deanna who ran Dandelion Gallery in Waukegan. And we were meeting on murals at It's All Good, and before you know it, she had taken on the role for the festival as performance art director. And she was completely responsible for all of the performers that came in. And it made my life so much easier, and Sandra's, to have that whole piece taken care of. And it was phenomenal. It was so, the number of the acts that came in, I was like, this is what we were trying for all along, but it was a feeling, right? We were trying to get this feeling, and Deanna captured it. She had artists in the park painting pictures. She had local groups. Dancer, everything. She really went all out and beyond. And I just want to have you come up here, Deanna, with your daughter.
Definitely will be there again next year.
Yes.
It's a lot of work.
This is recorded, just so you know, it's being recorded.
But I've never seen the community in the way I did here. And I will say, with
Of course, I want to thank all the performers, all the artists, all the people, even our vendors that were there, because they too are artists, to make this an experience. All together, we were trying to make it where the community was fully immersed in the experience. And I think they were. And everybody spoke very highly of it, even the people outside of it and watching, because we did a lot of marketing and promotion during the whole event. But big thank you. Tia, you held it all together, made sure everything was happening. I appreciate that, among everybody else, including the community, most importantly. Thank you.
I was afraid she was going to steal my thunder because, so next, we've had somebody on the committee for a couple of years and she's always said, I'll be the MC, I'll be MC. So this year we were like, what are we doing? Be the MC, right? You guys, she was off the chain. Her energy, she helped. I don't know how you did it, girl. I would have been like under the table. Like, she kept the event going and made it, so, you just up-leveled the entire thing. And so now I need you to say out loud that you'll do it again next year because we have it on video. But I just really want to recognize you if you would come up and receive a certificate of appreciation for your dedication to the Zinnia Monarch Festival and being a champion for the Zinnia in Zion Capital, or Zinnia's for Zion Capital. If you don't know Tia, you might recognize her because she was also in the video for making the Zinnia the Zion flowers. So.
There's a lot of great cities out there, but when it comes to Zion, they're just not like us. And so I was just so grateful to be the MC, as you all can see, is something that I love to do. I'm passionate about it. Events and just getting people together. I love the culture. I love the vibe and the feel. It was such a beautiful time, and yes, if you'll have me, I'll do this annually.
So on Sunday, we were blessed to have, one of the things that we want to do is make sure that the festival is bilingual so everybody feels included. And on Sunday, we were able to have Giselle, how do you say your last name, Sandra? Alcocer, join Tia as the co-hostess and translator for the festival. And you guys, she is so shy and such an introvert, and she was incredible. And it was fun because I talked to her after the festival, and she talked about like how much fun she had and how she too wants to come back and do this every year. She wants to be a part of this festival every year. So it was phenomenal. So she had to be at work tonight, but I will definitely get her first. And then the third person on the stage that we definitely want to thank is Ed and Kelly Spoor. Ed Spoor was on stage, but Kelly Spoor was the one that gave permission. And he was our technical assistant, he was our DJ, he did everything behind the scenes, and I am so grateful that in the 11th hour he was able to help out and do that. The good news is, I spoke to Lance Monk. I'm like, Amos is not going to be happy with me. Lance Monk at the festival, and he is on board for being the DJ moving forward, you being the MC, Giselle being the co-host, and so we'll have the trifecta for that beginning next year, and he said he'll put it on his calendar for every year too, so. So next I want to, she could not be here tonight because she had to work, but her sister and her father are here, and all right, so Juliana, is that your daughter, Jack?
Yes.
I'm always, and I was like, ah, okay, good. And her niece is here. Good. I'm like, who owns you? Everybody does. And so Erica Delgado stepped up this year to be the vendor recruiter. She was way more than that. I mean, this girl, we launched a 5K run this year for the first time, and she showed up first thing in the morning in this most adorable bee costume, ready to go, and she stepped up and she grabbed the awards and she gave out all the awards, and I mean she was laughing, saying that like, I'm such an introvert, I don't know who this is, right? And she was like, I was like, well, good, because we'd like to keep you involved. And she's like, I'm in, for good. So just really grateful that, and the way that she got involved, and her sister, is that they won the photo contest last year. And so I reached out to everybody that won the photo contest and said, anybody interested in being a part of it? And they both, Erica and her sister both said yes. So that was so incredible. So we will make sure, actually, we'll do that then. So I will just keep going with that, because then Jacqueline in the 11th hour, when nobody would step up for the food contest competitions, right? We had this idea, and we had Culver's and CJ's and Piggly Wiggly all agree to do food contests, but we didn't really have anybody that would like, what are the rules? How do we do it? Pick up the stuff and do it. And Jacqueline was like, all right, I'll get my dad. We'll do it together. My dad and I'll do it, right? And not only did they do it, they did it amazing. It was so smooth and so fun. You guys were so organized and coordinated, and I just can't thank you enough for like being willing to step up and do that. It like added another element of community to this festival that we would never have had. So if the two of you wouldn't mind coming up, and we will give you your awards. But yeah, if you guys want to share a little bit about what that experience was like, getting thrown in like that.
Well, I'm very good to this speech, but I have very good experience.
I had a lot of fun, and I feel like it's really nice to be part of something now. So it felt good to do that, and I'm really excited to do it next year as well.
Yay.
Sorry,
He's a little shy.
I'm kind of shy, and I never like to speak, but I hope next year I be alive. I try to be helpful wherever we can. Do our best to have better community.
Jacqueline, do you want to warn your uncle that like the winners of the photo contest have to get involved with the festival? So because
I'll try to get him to get involved.
Awesome.
I'll try to get my boyfriend to help as well.
there you go. Well, you did. He was involved. So he was helping with you, which
He was our timer on the stage for the food contest.
Oh,
That was
perfect.
him.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Yeah, her uncle actually won the photo contest this year, and his pictures. Our goal is to use the photos that were in the contest, and working with the high school, make note card packets, right? So that's like on the docket. So next, she's not here either, but Jean Engel, she's been involved. She actually just stepped up to be the incoming president of the Zion Women's Club, and most people know her as the fairy hair gal. That's who puts my fairy hair in. But she got involved with the festival the last few years, and this year she was so inspired to get more businesses involved. She went door to door to 40 different businesses, giving them all the information, asking them how they want to be involved, if they put a poster up, if they want to be a vendor, if they want, and she could not be stopped. She was amazing, and so not just that, like she shows up at the festival and whatever she can do, right? Whatever I can do, I'll do it, right? And so really, really grateful that she was willing to step up and do all of that work. That was a ton of work, and so grateful for her. And then somebody else that isn't here, but definitely deserves a shout out, Aaron Denny, I met in Zion Benton Leadership Academy. And he has worked in the auto parts industry for a very long time, and he recently stepped down and started his own printing company. And so I met with him like 6 months ago, and I was like, here's the deal, we've always worked with American Outfitters. He's like, just let me play with it. Well, he came up with this logo, right? And the logo that's on the shirts and on the booklets, it's so good. And so he did our shirts this year, and he was so incredible to work with. But not only did we get Aaron, we got his wife, Erica, and she had him out. They went out and did more marketing and more promotions and getting food vendors, and put us to the task of making sure that we had all of the forms in Spanish so that they could reach out to the Spanish community and make sure that nobody is left out. It was amazing. It was so amazing. So I just want to give them credit. And then we have Janet Eppers, who, okay, here's the list. She was responsible for planting the Zion Fire Department. She oversaw the cut flower contest, right, and did that all herself. She's one of the Zinnia Waters with Lou Hildebrand, Lou, we actually gave her certificate at the festival. So Lou, you did it, we'll go that way. But also, the other thing that Janet did was she was a promoter extraordinaire. She took, Janet, you took flyers and posters and signs and the Kenosha happening. She was like a dog with a bone. She was like, no, we have to promote it in the happenings. So we got it into their summer catalog, but we ran out of money to put it in the happenings magazine, but I know she won't let up on it. She is so passionate about this work that we do, and I don't know what we did to get her committed to the work that we're doing, but she is second to none. Last summer, I gave her a quick lesson on how to raise monarch butterflies, and so she got involved with Carlin and helps at the Freedom Farm for the veterans. They took over the butterfly house and were responsible for that, and I mean, just so much. So Janet, if you could come up and accept this certificate. And model the shirt.
I like the shirt, can you tell?
I do too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you want to say anything?
Just a couple words. It's fun.
I love that you said that, because one of the things, we used to have the ZB Run Squad, and Janet ran in every one of those runs when we did them, and we stopped doing it because it stopped being fun. And everybody's volunteering their time. If we're not going to have fun, we're not going to do it. And so it's critical that one of the things that we make sure is that we all have fun, despite any uncomfortable vendors or anything, right? That we all have fun. And so that said, and I just want to do one other, so Erin Denny is actually putting together an online store for us so that people can buy any of the past shirts and some other items. So working on that too, so that's really exciting. So next, they're not here, but I really need to give a shout out to Design Culvers. They were the coordinators of the coloring contest. They worked with Design Library, and they were our first most excited food contest sponsor, and they brought their mascot, and they made it so much fun. They kind of set the stage. Would you agree?
Yeah,
right?
they did a great job.
Unbelievable. And they were like, what are we starting up next? We want to be in again next year. So really, really excited. So we'll get that to them. So next, I told Elena to be here for David, but I really wanted her to be here because from the beginning, her and her family have been in charge of the piñatas. And if you know about any festival, piñatas are so important and they're a ton of work. And she found somebody that hand makes our piñatas. We have a caterpillar and a butterfly. We have 2 age groups. She gets them filled with all kinds of stuff. Her and her kids and her husband hoist it up and are responsible for the whole thing. It is a job. And every year, she can never make any of the meetings, but she's like, I got it. And she picks up the check and she picks up the stuff and she's there. So I'd like to recognize you. Please come up. Come on. Thank you. And I know I'm guessing you don't want to say a few words, but you can.
I'm so glad to be part of the team.
So next I want to, and I want to keep this, Lou, because I want to bring it to one of the ESDA meetings. I really want to recognize Zion ESDA for the logistics, safety, and security, and your guys' dedication to always being there on the team for us. It's so critical and it's so amazing, so thank you. That said, Mr. Jamar, would you please come up here? Yes, Liz. Oh wait, hang on one second. Oh, Liz still wants to talk. Of course, you can still share a few
I got
words.
a lot of mouth, so I don't need the microphone. We were asked to do safety for the runners for the 5K run. And so when people came out, we met at the center at 7:30, and we came out, we got all the stuff in place that we had put in place the night before, we put it out, got the streets ready. We got done with the 5K run, and my people were free to leave. And I had like 5 or 6 of them that stayed and helped move tables, went and picked up the bench for Sherry and stuff, because they care about our town, they care about things that are going on, and they stayed because they were having fun too.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you. So one of those volunteers that stayed was Mr. Jamar. So if you could come up here. This young man is part of ESDA. I'm telling you. If you need somebody to do anything, this is the kid to do it. He'd come up and say, is there anything you need? What can I do? And he was on it no matter what it was, no matter where it was. I don't know what your mama taught you, but can you teach it to my kids? They're old. No, I'm kidding. My kids have too, but not, you have a very, very unique gift of service. And I am so excited to see where you go in your life because you do that. And so, do you want me to save this and do it at the ESDA meeting? Do you? Okay, wait. You're the microphone. you want to say a few words? Oh, come back to me. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jared, can I get it?
What's that? Oh, sure, sorry.
Thank you.
Yes.
And can I say, this guy right here, he's so awesome.
Yep.
He kept asking me, do you need any water, do you need anything? Because when you're up hosting, you're moving and you can't do certain things. So if it wasn't for him like constantly asking me, do I need water, do you need anything? So I just had to say that, like,
Yep.
I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
You're awesome.
He is awesome.
Yeah.
So Jamar, you are assigned to the festival every year too, okay? So, every single year. So thank you. Thank you, Mama, for bringing
This
him
is
too.
Tony, and I want to say thank you too, because you did help me out so much, so.
So one of the things that I'm the proudest of is on the front of the program, on the bottom, you see the logos of all of the taxing bodies. That just wasn't for show, you guys. Every single taxing body was vested in this event this year. And we have, we have representing our ZB mascot. That would have been hysterical. Is Ms. Nicole Polson. She came to the 5K run and ran the 100-meter dash with the little kids. And then she started off the 5K with everybody, but we had a bubble bash afterwards. And if you haven't seen the pictures of the bubble bash, it was hysterical. Our bee was in the bubble bash with all of the kids having I mean, talk about invested in like creating a memory.
It was so cool. I've never seen a foam thing like that before. And when I tell you that suit smokes so bad.
What? Wait, I missed it.
It smells very bad.
But if you could, on behalf of
Yep.
us, share this with the school and
Yep.
let them know that like, thank you. It was so priceless to have you there. So, yeah. Nice.
I wore this shirt yesterday to work. Staff, students, everybody loved it. And I think if you offer a store maybe 2 weeks prior, you'll get a lot of people who will order it ahead of time.
Interesting. Well, it's available online too, so
I
we've
don't
already
think
got
we
it.
knew
So,
about
yeah,
it,
it's
so-
not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on that. So, but thank you. So the Zion Library, right, they were the coloring contest coordinators, and they did all of it. They figured out, in the beginning, we had to find our own coloring sheets. Joe and I, well, I'll talk about Joe in a minute, but Joe and I had to like figure that piece out and all the different pieces, and them taking it over and working with Culvers, and they do all the prizes and everything. And on top of that, for the full festival, they did crafts. They did all kinds of stuff with the kids. And so having them there and being a vested partner really is incredible. So that was huge. Zion Elementary District 6. Okay, so we had our first student art fair at the festival. The inside of the Leisure Center was 30 of the winners of their art festival that they had made at Christ Community Church. And they set it up in the lobby, and then they were also down with the library doing the crafts. So they each had their own space for doing the crafts. And we have a vision. So Sandra, a couple years ago, drugged me to Evanston for the, what's it called?
Yay Festival, Young Evanston Artists.
And share a little bit about what that is.
So it's every student in our districts, art classes, they get a display, and it's like usually in the middle of downtown Evanston. And my children and myself have had artwork on display, and it's just a way for our parents to see the kids, what they're doing in art class, because I feel art is very important to our children. And so the arts are on display, and the whole community gets to see everybody's artwork and just enjoy it.
So that's the vision for where we want to go. And Carrie Gilbert, who is in charge of that project for us with the district, she's on board with that. So really, really grateful. It was so fun to have them there. But we couldn't have done it without the festival champion, the Zion Park District. And I'll be going to the board meeting to like tell them. They have been, well, you know how I do this thing where I like blame people, right? So it was Sonalita Bronson and Christine Wertman that went with me to 102.3 radio station, and they planted the vision for like kicking this baby out of the can and blowing it up. And but their support and guidance and mentorship we couldn't have any of this without them, so I just want to thank them. And then I also want to thank the city of Zion, because without the hotel motel grant for marketing this event, you know, I mean, this is so much work. And to do it for a couple hundred people, it'd be okay, right? But to do it for a few thousand people, like, look at the energy of everybody in this room that is just beyond anything. And we know that it's gonna grow because we're like continuing to improve it. So I will give this to the mayor, but we just wanna recognize the city for all that you guys do as city council. So for those of you that don't know, Zion is different in that Zion Township Board is also the Zion City Council. So at 7 o'clock, I move from here and the mayor sits in and then they start the city council meeting. So on behalf of everybody, thank you, city council, for what you've done. So Wendy, we recognized at the festival. Everybody knows like everything that Wendy Driver does with Buzz and everything else. Chris is not here, but Chris and Mike Smith, they don't even live in Zion. They live in Waukegan, and I don't know how we got them, but they have done more in this community in the last year, just like they did help do all of the planting for Esther's Well and got all the plants and worked with Linda Prout, who did like an incredible job of doing that work and continue. Linda went over there this summer and Chris went over and replaced a couple of the plants and taking care of that. Chris actually went over to the new art alley, which, just so everybody knows, we're doing a ribbon cutting on Friday, September 6th. I'll share that in a little bit. She donated all the plants and did all of that stuff. The community garden, a ton of work over there. But then for the festival, does a ton of the decor and selling plants. And I mean, she is so invested in all of that. But she also, working with Linda, did the yard judging contest. And then she came back to the township and picked up all the signs and all the certificates and went back and met with each one of the homeowners in person to let them know about the award and to make sure that they were going to be at the festival. I mean, she like is nonstop. And thank you is one thing, but we all know, like, if she's doing all that, Richard, you know this very well, if she's doing all that, there's somebody else that's picking up all of the slack, right? And that person that's picking up all the rest of the slack is her husband, Mike. And so it was kind of fun that Chris couldn't be here tonight and Mike came on her behalf, because I really do want to recognize both Chris and Mike Smith for all of the work that they're doing to help Zion. And it says, for your support of the Zinnia and Monarch Festival, and these two for overseeing the festival decor, the art judging contest, distributions, and the landscape of Zion's Art Alley. And Mike, if you wouldn't mind coming up and receiving this on behalf of yourself and your wife. I don't like you to say anything because you might say she can't play here anymore. No.
I get yelled at a lot, that's all.
Thank you so much, Mike.
I just will say that she loves this is her passion, and she loves helping, and she loves the group, and she drags me into it, but I go willingly. And it's to help you guys out, because to see what you guys go through to do all of this is truly amazing, and thank you for this.
Yes, thank you. Oh, look it, I just found what I was looking for before. For David and Banneker. So Banneker, don't leave, David, don't leave. So there's just a couple more people that I need to recognize. One has been involved from the beginning, and I've never been allowed to say it, but I've always said he is the unofficial vice chair of the Zinnias for Zion Festival, and I cannot tell, none of this would be happening. Lou's been from the beginning, Wendy has been here from the beginning, Janet has been here from the beginning. Joe has been our rock, right? He doesn't let us ramble in the meetings, right? He gets stuff done. But so I said, for your dedication to helping launch Zinnias for Zion, overseeing the Zinnia distribution. So when Anton's delivers all of the Zinnia flags to the township, he is fully responsible for all of that distribution. And he also now is completely responsible to assist Carolyn with the Monarch House. So he and another, Doug LaBelle, Dave and Dick's brother, set up the Zinnia House, or the Monarch House, and oversee all of the monarchs with people coming in and out and taking pictures, and just, you know, it's not even the stuff, it's the anchor of just being there as like our partner in crime to just keep watering this idea and not letting me give up on it. And I really wanted to thank you publicly because it matters so much to me and this community, and you can see it's changing our community. And I just want to say thank you. So come up here and get your certificate. Sam, would you make him come up? And now, you notice the difference, like I say, like the guy's got to take up the slack, but what I know to be true is Kim is probably deeply grateful that we're getting him out of the house. So thank you. And if you want to say a few words, that would be wonderful. Just a few.
So Sherry lured me here, she told me they were gonna name a street after me.
Wow. So, and last but not least, the person that I really, really want to, and what I said on the certificate, truly the most valuable member. And so it's for Sandra Usher. It says, for your undying dedication to the Zion community and making the Zinnian Monarch Festival at Beast 2 such a huge success, along with everything else you involve yourself in. Gibby, we just got one more, and then you can take all the pictures you want. One more. And then, but just to share with you some of the things that Sandra's done to keep all this together. She updated all of the forms, helped with Grace's help in our office to get them all bilingual, got them all on the website. She learned how to redesign the website. She learned how to use Canva to do all of the forms for us. She did the 5K Eventbrite. She learned how to do that. The weekly Eventbrite to be able to do this 5K. The guidebook, she did the design, the layout. She had to collect all the ads and the logos of the sponsors. She had to submit it all to the printer. She had to make all the maps for it. Insane. The vendors, all right, the vendors was a ton of work. The spreadsheet, we've got vendors, food vendors, sponsors. She reached out to make sure everybody had all their stuff for the health department. She had to be in touch with the health department all the time. She had to send bi-weekly emails to everybody. She had to assign all the placement of the vendors. She had to mark all the locations with the help of Lou and a few others. She helped the vendors with finding their assigned spot at the event. She took pictures for the Saturday race and the Bubble Bash and the festival. She created all of the certificates and the gift cards. She created the logo format for the race bib. She created the signs for the Monarch House and all of the other signage. Now, she did all of this. She's the chief operating officer at the Township. She's got a full-time job that, like, most people can't do just that job. They would complain about what they were doing. Never once. She'd like call me and say, I hope you don't mind, I took a couple hours on Saturday to work on this so I could make sure it got done right. Right? Who does that? And so I actually reached out to the whole group and said, if there's anybody you want to make sure that we recognize, let me know. And I got a few emails saying, you better be recognizing Sandra. And so Sandra, on behalf of everybody, right, not only do you get a certificate, but you get the medal for the most valuable team member. Yes, I am. So on behalf of everybody, thank you for, like, it's not just a job for Sandra, it's a life. Smile for Gibby. And so do you want to say that?
Don't. I'll email you.
Okay. And so I also want to make sure, just as a token of appreciation for coming out and for everything that you do to be a part of everything, just want to say thank you so very much. Linda helped, stepped up to with the yard contest, and that is a lot in itself. And I want to make sure that you guys each get your own. You guys do everything for you. Cool. Okay, so that's it. I know we only got 15 minutes to do the rest of our meeting, but if we could really quick come up, everybody with your stuff, everybody, let's do a really fast group shot, and then we got it done with the meeting. Okay. Everybody, Lou? Juliana, David? You have been involved in it from the beginning, my friend. Jen? Being in the bubble bath with you was so fun.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, no, we'll do a separate picture of you with that, right? This is just for the festival. Can you get it, Kim?
Oh, yeah, I got a wedding.
You would?
Big smile, everybody. Big smile right there. One more right there. Do all want pointy Sherry?
No.
Everybody point Sherry. Everybody point Sherry, go ahead. Come on, you guys do that. Right there, that's cool. Thank you so much.
All right.
Get it.
Yep, got it. One more. Oh, beautiful smile. 1, 2, and 3.
And then David, just stay up there for 1 second. Oh, sorry. Yeah. We'll do one more picture. That's all we're trying to do. One more picture.
Look at me, look at me. Right there. Thank you.
The city council meeting starts in 12 minutes. Smile.
You're back.
Just so everybody knows, it was actually Elaine and her kids that started this whole mural thing. They painted the flowers on the fence for the township. So that was a whole other project. Thank you, everybody, very much. Okay. Phew. All right, on with business. Is there anything anybody wants to say or add quick? Keep going. We can do it at the end if we have any minutes. Okay, sounds good.
I just
All
want
right.
to say thank you everybody for your dedication. Appreciate it.
Huge, huge. And this isn't even everybody, which is crazy, right? Okay. Item 7, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on July 16th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ryerson?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 18, authorize bills for payment for July. Trustee Fisher?
Yes, I'd ask for approval and payment of total bills for the month of July of $103,490.64.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? One thing just to share, so Trustee Frierson had asked for keeping a running list. Oh, Sandra, did you give me that?
I did.
So she created that. Here we go. Here you go. And so she's keeping a spreadsheet, and what she'll do is she'll just do a separate notice. If you want to pass one of those too. Every month so that it's on there, and then it will be listed on this spreadsheet that she will keep in the office so that we can always go back and track that. Is that suitable for what you were asking?
It is. Thank you.
And then one thing just to note, summer work program, we went over by about $900, and that was because in the NICASA for the drug testing, we had a couple of students that came up positive for drug testing, and so instead of just targeting them to do education, we shared the information. We had them come in and talk to all of the students, and then we did one-on-ones with the kids. So we thought it was definitely a good use of the funds to make sure that we could get them extra education. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ryerson?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 9, consider approval of elected officials' salaries. We had talked the last couple of meetings about the idea of, so the salaries for the township have been frozen for the last 12 years. And so what the recommendation is to raise the salaries 12%. And we would just raise them 12%, and then we would keep them flat for the next 4 years. And so that would be the supervisor, the assessor, the clerk, and the trustees. Now, the assessor, her salary, because she actually gets sworn back in, or whoever is the next assessor after the election, gets sworn in on January 1st, 2026, and so that would be when that would start for her. And then the trustees, based on when they get elected, so the 2 trustees that are elected for May 1, 2025, and then the salary increase would happen on May 1, 2027 for the other 2 trustees that get elected. Additionally, insurance and pension and other benefits, the supervisor, assessor, and the clerk are eligible for IMRF benefits and may elect to participate. And then the supervisor and assessor receive medical, dental, vision, life, a $35 cell phone stipend unless the township cell phone is preferred, which Assessor Davis actually has an assigned cell phone to her. I use my own personal, so I use the stipend. And then expenses and mileage are covered, medical copay reimbursement and tuition reimbursement based on established protocols for staff. And so that's what we are asking for as the full benefit package for that. Are there any questions?
Is all that you said, is that in our packet?
So,
Is that
the ordinance.
ordinance that you sent?
Yes, yeah. So I can give you a copy of it. So we just, everything that we had talked about that was on the spreadsheet,
Thank you.
we just put into a written form. Thank you to Trustee Fisher, and I had reached out to our attorney, and he said it really just needed to be a vote, but then I reached out to Supervisor Dan Venturi, who's also an attorney and an accountant, and he strongly recommended that we just put it into an ordinance form. So appreciated having a lot of information to do the best. So, cool. So any other questions, comments, concerns? Clerk, please call the
The
roll.
only other comment I'll make is, from last meeting, I know we had talked a bit about kind of comparing it with corporate salaries. And I just want to be careful that we don't do that in municipal government. It's always been a delineation of the salaries that municipal employees get. They have a pension that sits behind that with a lot of other benefits. And so that's always been a trade-off. And so we don't want to get into that concept of thinking that we're comparing things to the outside, because it's not apples to apples when we're looking at that. So,
Very good point.
Do we have a motion and a second?
No.
I'll make the motion.
second.
Second, discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Farson?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
All right. Next item, CJ grant update.
Excuse me.
We are officially closed out. Report was submitted and we received our last check yesterday.
Yay! We are the first taxing body to be able to say that, so thank you. Good job, Sandra. Awesome. Item 11, discussion on the independent study of the Illinois property tax system.
I apologize, I am not prepared
Okay.
to discuss that.
Okay. So we can just pass it, and if you get information for next month, it was just something that
Yep.
Trustee Holmes had found and asked if there was information, and so as more information comes.
I did,
Okay. Is it something that is urgent that we
No.
should? No, okay. So maybe talk about it next month. Okay, next item, assessor's report.
Good, thank you. Good evening. Again, we've turned in our books to the county, and I'm actually going through my audits and edits right now. And so once that's cleared up, then it'll be a couple of weeks. We have an anticipated date to publish of September 19th. But if they can get it done sooner, sometimes they will publish sooner, but that was the anticipated date that we were given. There is a new bill that has been approved for surviving spouses of disabled veterans or veterans of World War II. And they can continue to receive the standard homestead exemption for veterans with disabilities. If on his or her spouse's homestead property, or transfer the exemption to a new primary residence. Because all of the, this exemption and most exemptions have to be on the primary residence. And even if the veteran never applied for the exemption before they passed away, the surviving spouse could apply for the exemption. So if anybody has any other questions about that, you can just contact our office and we'll be able to help you with that. But I did want to put that out there because that was fairly new. Escrow shortages. As property taxes and homeowners insurance premiums increase over time, escrow shortages will occur, and an adjustment will be made to your monthly mortgage payment. If there is an escrow shortage, a mortgage servicer will typically offer two options. One, an immediate payment, and you can write a check for the immediate shortage and also expect your monthly payment to be increased by the adjusted amount for the coming year, or you can spread your payment. And if you can't pay the shortage amount in a lump sum, the mortgage servicer will not only increase your payment to offset the recent increase, but they will also increase your payment for the prior 12 months to recoup the shortage amount. So these are some things I just wanted to share with you all. If you have a mortgage, just check with your mortgage company, because normally this will start coming into play within the next couple of months. October, November, they usually review and will contact you and let you know if you have an escrow shortage and what your options would be. As a friendly reminder, we have the second installment of the property taxes that is due on September the 5th. We do not accept payments in our office. This is just a friendly reminder. You can save postage and pay by e-check online through the Lake County Treasurer's website, or you can go to the local locations to make payments in person. I know one of the locations here in Zion is the Old National Bank that used to be First Midwest. That is a location that you can go and pay your property taxes in person. Lastly, in the community, I spoke with the incoming teachers and leaders at Zion District 6 and went on the guide tour on the bus to help them learn more about our community and just build those relationships. So thank you to District 6 for the invitation. I enjoyed it. That's it.
Any questions or comments? Next item is supervisor's report. Just a few quick things. So in July we had American Bloom out. Thank you to Trustee Mike McDowell, who gave an incredible history education to the advisors from American Bloom. They are in the process of putting together a very substantial report, and they came to our community and just did a full evaluation, and they're going to share with us some opportunities for us to enhance our community, to make it even something that we can be prouder of. So I'll be getting that report at a conference at the end of September, and I'll be bringing it back and sharing that. We also had 4 foundations come in for a 1-hour tour of the community and then an hour and a half conversation with with community leadership around like things that are issues and what we want to improve. So really excited that we're starting to get interest from outside organizations. A few things on the calendar. Labor Day Parade is on September 2nd. Really excited that the theme this year is Zinnias on Parade, so that's really cool. We're working on that now. On September 6th, we're doing the ribbon cutting for Zion's Art Alley over at It's All Good from 5 until 7, so I hope you can make that. And then also on the 6th, we are kicking off the Coalition for Healthy Community Movies in the Park. So that starts at dusk around 7 o'clock, so go over to It's All Good, get a hot dog for dinner, and then head over to the concert in the park, or the movies in the park. American Legion will still be doing walking tacos during the movie, so they'll be providing all the food that they do. And then on Saturday, September 7th, Buzz is hosting, in partnership with the Park District and City of Hope, a Lagoon Glow. And so lots of information in the festival guidebook. There was information. We'll have the QR code and things going out right away to be able to order your own lantern to be able to float on the lagoon. We're going to have music. We're going to have food trucks. It's going to be incredible, so make sure you get yours. And then the next morning, on Sunday morning, the City of Hope is having a walk. And so we want to support that. Hello. Do you want to share anything about the walk that they're doing on September 8th? Do you know anything about it? Not much.
I hope everybody comes.
Very cool. Perfect. So yeah, it's at 9:30 in the morning, and so it's a walk for hope. And so really excited to be partnering with the hospital that we're doing the Lagoon Glow Saturday night. They're doing the walk Sunday morning, so partnership opportunities. So really cool things for the fall. Moving on, and then of course we'll get into October with the trail of treats and all of that. So that's all I have. One last thing, I will not be here for the September meeting. So I am actually going to do a half marathon at a dude ranch in Wyoming. And so take a break from this crazy, crazy summer. So hopefully you guys will cover that for me. And that's all I got. Anything else to come before the board? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Just thank you. Like, I didn't have it on the agenda to do this, but after the weekend, I did not want to lose the momentum and make sure we honored everybody. And I will make it a regular thing the year of, right, the meeting immediately after the festival to always do this, because I think it matters to keep everybody engaged. So please call the roll.
Trustee Patterson?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee